Can you tell who's Oreo Jr. and who the person is over here?
I just see alien and a bottle of sriracha.
Yeah, it's crazy. And a sriracha dog. A sriracha dog. I'm a sriracha dog.
All right.
Okay. Hey, you guys. It's us. We're here. And we are doing it's a super scary Saturday sleepover. I didn't put that in the title, but I'm going to put it in there. And of course, oh my gosh, we're never going to finish it before Halloween. I'm trying to get there. But we are finishing, or we're continuing on with Wait Till Helen Comes. So, as you guys know, of course, it's you guys. It's Oreo Jr. here looking super cute. He wanted to be Sriracha too, but he didn't have a Sriracha costume, so he just wore the colors. We got Scott, we got you guys, we got me, and we are going to carry forward with this annoying little Heather girl and these and just all this craziness and ghosts and all this stuff. So we are on chapter, I want to say 7. Yeah, we're in chapter 7.
Okay.
And there are only, I think, 15.
Well, I was wondering because last time you said wait till chapter 9 comes.
Yeah, chapter 9 is this little girl. She needs some help. Okay, so we're gonna light our candle tonight. We have, because it's kind of chilly out, we got that fall weather going. We have flannels and bonfires. I got this from Target a few years ago. I also got this sriracha. Come on, sriracha. I also got this from Target too a few years ago, before Target lost its mind. So let's light our candle, get this campfire situation going, get warm and cozy together. And let's get this sleepover popping. Let me scare the bejesus out of you. Scott, you ready to get the bejesus scared out of you?
Sure am.
Are y'all? Okay, let's get going. When I got back to the church, I found Mom in the kitchen making sandwiches for herself and Heather. Sorry, I got my hot chocolate. What did you think about it? We got a new flavor. We got salted caramel.
I haven't decided yet.
Okay, Scott ain't decided yet. Okay, anyway. You're just in time for lunch, Molly, Mom said, but Heather merely glanced at me before returning her attention to the peanut butter she was smearing on a slice of bread. I'm not very hungry. I leaned against the counter, not knowing whether I should stay or leave. Girl, you need to be telling. You need to be telling. Just being around Heather was beginning to make me nervous. It just started. Where is Michael? I asked, Mom. I suppose he's out in the woods somewhere. She held a bowl of tuna salad towards me. Sure you don't want some? I shook my head. Maybe later. Without looking at Mom or me, Heather took her sandwich and opened the screen door. Where are you going, Heather? Mom said. I'm eating with Daddy. What she wanted to say is, I'm eating with your husband, ma'am. Okay? Mm-hmm. And trying to cause a divorce. Okay? She said, letting the door bang behind her. Silently, Mom and I watched her walk across the yard and disappear into the carriage house. Where were you all morning, Mom said. Were you with Heather? Opening the refrigerator, I made a pretense of looking for iced tea. When I found it, I poured myself a glass and offered some to Mom. Still trying to think of an answer that wouldn't get me into trouble. Girl, none of this should really get you into trouble. This is a mess, okay? Your mama got you out here babysitting a little demon, because that's how Heather act. A little demon in need therapy. Holding you responsible. This little girl running through graveyards, abandoned buildings, playing with her little ghost friends, just doing the most. And you worried about getting in trouble. Girl, I would worry about nothing. What about you, Scott? What say you guys? Because this little girl got a problem. And she wouldn't be mine. Just saying. We were out in the woods, I said finally, hoping she would assume that we went together. There's an old house way down the creek. Just ruins, really, and a pond. Heather loves going there, but I think it's kind of dangerous. I would not just stop there. I'd be like, look, the damn thing about to fall apart. Okay, she walking all up in there. It's probably roaches, rats, rabies, and everything else up in there. She just walking in there talking about, girl, I'm trying to hang with my friend Helen. Like, girl, why don't y'all? And I would have finished it off by saying, girl, why don't y'all watch this child and stop pinning her on me? I'm not her babysitter. Y'all don't pay me. What do you mean, Molly? Mom asked, puzzled. I don't know. I didn't know there were any old houses nearby. Well, it's there. And the pond might be very deep. Not only that, but the walls of the house look like they may fall down any minute. It's not a good place for kids to play. Mom and I think you or Dave should tell Heather. Wait, Mom. Oh, wait. There are commas there that I just rolled right over. Sorry, y'all. Mom. And I think you and Dave should tell Heather not to go there. I wouldn't care. Mom sipped her tea. It doesn't sound very safe, but I love to see it. I might want to sketch it. This woman ain't got no concern for the damn child. She worried about her paintings. Okay, girl. But will you tell Heather she can't go there? Of course, Mom gave me a long look. You know, though, Molly, that Dave and I count on you and Michael to take care of Heather. Here we go, just punting that responsibility right on back to the children. So let me tell you something. I would be telling my mama, girl, I'm going to call CPS on y'all. Let's just do that. You think CPS come way out here in these woods? You think they'll pick you up or me up for you neglecting this child when I'm a child and you an adult? What do you think, Mom? Because I wouldn't be taking responsibility for this little heifer. Anyway, it's up to you to make sure she doesn't run wild in the woods all day. I'll be like, ma'am, it's up to you to make sure you don't get taken away by CPS. I try to watch her, but she sneaks away from me the minute my back is turned. And Michael never tries. He just packs up his binoculars and his other junk and disappears into the woods because Michael is smart. Mom carries her dishes to the sink and begins rinsing them. Molly, you are old enough to be responsible, bitch. And so are you. Anyway, we moved here so Dave and I would have time to work without worrying about you all. Putting her plate and glass on the counter to drain, she wiped her hands on the seat of her shorts and smiled at me. Go on now and find something to do. I've got to get back to my painting. She don't want to be a mama, honey. They mama said, I'm done raising children. He said,
done anything motherly in this book yet?
Got married.
Is that motherly?
Could be. Depends on how you look at it. These people are punching them kids. They said, first of all, this little girl crazy. We don't feel like dealing with her. So somebody hot potato hot. Okay, the music has stopped. You stuck with her. Like, these people are irresponsible. But I don't have anything to do. I will, girl. Go watch Heather some more and let her scare the hell out of you. Go find Michael. He manages to keep himself very happy. With that, Mom was out the back door, across the drive, and into the church. After spending a long, hot afternoon reading Watership Down and trying not to think about Helen or the ruins of her house, I was glad to see Michael stroll out of the woods just before dinner, marking my place with a blade of grass. That's how you treat your books, girl. You need this Sherlock Holmes. You need a bookmark, child. Or just dog ear it. I used to dog ear all my little books. You can tell the books that I had when I lost my bookmarks. I'm just dog ear. I ran to meet him. Look at the walking stick I caught. Michael brandished a jar in front of my face, but all I could see in it was a dead stick. Isn't he great? All of a sudden, I realized that the stick had legs and eyes. Backing away, I yelled, "Don't let that thing loose in the house." It won't hurt you, Michael smiled at the creature in the jar. They're really hard to see, but this old guy moved just as I was looking at him. He's a great example of natural camouflage. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. You thought it was Sriracha talking. You thought I was an AI thing, didn't you? Yes. Scott, did you think I was AI?
I did.
Oh my God. Help. Good for him. Walking beside the great naturalist, but not too close. I told him about the old house. Heather says Helen used to live there, Michael. And she has this chain around her neck with a locket on it. She says Helen gave it to her. You should have heard Heather talking to her. I don't think she's making it up. I think Helen really is there. I swear I almost saw her. How you almost see something? God, have you almost saw something?
I don't think so.
All the things I haven't been able to tell Mom came tumbling out while Michael listened, his face blank. Finally, he interrupted me. Molly, cut it out, he said. You should hear yourself. You're letting that kid make a fool of you. You are, ma'am. Look, Michael for the win. Michael might be the smartest one in this damn book. The parents are neglectful. Okay. Molly running amok, chasing this little girl and being overly concerned where she probably shouldn't be. She needs to be minding her some business. And Michael might be the one genius here that holds this thing together. Thank you, Michael. Shout out to Michael. I am not. I glared at him furiously. You weren't there. You didn't see Heather or hear her. You didn't see her in the graveyard either. Michael held up his jar and peered at the walking stick. Show me the house, he said. Michael will be something else when he grow up. It's too late now. Dinner's almost ready. And why are you laughing?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like, maybe it's more important than dinner.
She don't really want to go there and she's scared. She think there's a real ghost over there. And by the time we finish, it will be dark. See, her little ass scared. Tomorrow morning then, first thing, he grinned at me through the jar. I've always wanted to explore a haunted house. Just think, a treasure could be buried in a cellar or something. I'm not going inside, and I don't think you should either. The walls are about to fall down. You are a scaredy cat. You know that? Michael waved the jar at me, and I jumped away. Bugs, graveyards, old houses. You're scared of everything. Before I could come back with a good retort, Mom stepped out on the porch. Dinner's ready for you two, she called. Guess Molly was right. As usual, Mom and Dave did most of the talking, but as we finished our dessert, Dave turned to Heather and said, I hear that you and Molly discovered an old house in the woods. Here we go with this little heifer. Heather shot me a nasty look and nodded her head. I found it, not Molly, she murmured, her mouth full of cake. Well, it sounds like a dangerous place to play. How about you girls stay a little closer to the church? Heather shrugged her shoulders. It's not dangerous. It's pretty. She gave her father one of those rare smiles. You know how Molly is. She thinks everything is dangerous. And see right there. See right there, that right there. I would just stop watching her. I'd be like, well, she said it's not dangerous. It's not dangerous. Y'all seem to be listening to her every time she cry or say anything. Y'all want to yell at me. So she said it's not dangerous. It's not dangerous. What the hell I'm following her for? It's a daycare over there. Well, it looks, wait. Dave laughed and Mom smiled. She has a point there. Girl, everybody looking at you like you crazy. He said to Mom, well, it looks like it's going to fall down, I said, and the pond is deep. So, Heather stared at me. I know how to swim. Nothing's going to happen to me there. Maybe we all should take a walk and see it one day, Mom said, smiling at Heather and me. In the meantime, though, why don't you play here? Heather hid her face behind a glass of milk, and I noticed a little bulge under her t-shirt. How about the locket, I asked her. Did you tell your father about that? What locket, honey? Dave leaned across the table towards her, but Heather shrank away from him. Her hand covered the bump the locket made under her shirt. It's just this old thing. She pulled the chain out of her shirt and held up a tarnished heart. I found it in the weeds by the pond. Michael looked at me and raised his and Michael looked at me, his eyebrows raised. I knew what he was thinking. Poor old Molly, taken in again. Well, isn't that nice? Dave smiled at Heather. I bet Jean could polish it up so it would look like new. Mom reached for the locket, but Heather dropped it back inside her shirt. I like it just the way it is, she said. Does it open? Mom asked. People used to keep pictures or locks of hair in those. Heather shook her head. It's bent so it won't open anymore. Can I have another piece of cake? Boom. There go Michael for the most rational, reasonable one. Can I have another piece of cake? Michael asked. And dinner went on without any more comments about the house or the locket. Wait, let me see how many pages we got here. I'm being nosy. I need to know. Okay, sorry. When I woke up the next morning, the first thing I saw were gray clouds dripping leaves. It had rained during the night, and it looked like more showers were on the way. As I pulled on my jeans and a long sleeve t-shirt, I told myself that I wouldn't have to take Michael to the house after all. Yes, you are. Michael don't give a damn about no rain, girl. He a scientist. Okay, he Isaac Newton. Okay. Even he wouldn't want to go walk through the wet grass and muddy fields. But I was wrong, girl, because you ain't paying attention to your brother. He was waiting for me at the kitchen table, the remains of his breakfast in front of him, his windbreaker on the back of the chair. I thought you were going to sleep all day, he said accusingly. It's going to rain, Michael. You don't still want to go, do you? The weather forecast says it's only about a 30% of showers, he said. You aren't scared of getting wet, too. Like, girl. Girl, your whole family dragging you, child. You need to pick a struggle, ma'am. And that struggle would be me ignoring Heather ass. That would be my struggle. Shucking and dodging her.
Maybe she's like the witch from Wizard of Oz.
Which one?
Well, doesn't water make her melt?
Yeah.
So that's why she doesn't want to go in rain.
No, this little girl she don't want to do nothing. This little girl wants to just cry and complain. I scowled at him as I poured milk on my cereal. Where's Heather? Beats me, he grinned. He beats me, he grinned at me. Maybe she's going on ahead to tell Helen we're coming. Very funny. I ate my cereal in silence while he read the comics. After washing the dishes, I pulled on my windbreaker and followed him outside. We take the path down to the cow pasture. Wait, there's a cow pasture there, and that's the only nobody lives close to y'all. Like, who tending the cows?
The groundskeeper.
Oh, it could be him. It could be him. Okay.
He just does, whatever needs to be done in the area.
Period. For free. For the low price of $3.99, girl. He ain't got nothing else. He retired and he needs something to do to get out the house. And go through the woods, I told him. In silence, we waded through the water, higher now because of the rain. The cows watched us mournfully from the other side of the fence. One of them made a little snorting sound and ran clumsily up the hill away from us, and the others followed more slowly, mooing in chorus. They sound like they're auditioning for parts in some great Dairyland TV special, Michael said as we entered the woods, still wet and smelling of rain. Although I didn't say it, I was sorry to leave the cows behind. The woods seemed unfriendly this morning, lost in gloom. They brooded like giants on the verge of walking from bad dreams. The only sounds were the cawing of the cows somewhere ahead of us, the gurgling of the creek behind us, and the swishing noises our feet made brushing against the damp weeds bordering the path. Okay, this real descriptive. This look real. I feel like I'm in the woods right now, crunching and munching.
What feet? Oh.
Mm-hmm. Like it's about to rain and I need to get in the house. My makeup. I don't want my makeup getting wet. When we reached the edge of the woods, we paused and I pointed towards the house. Against the sky of ragged clouds, the ruins looked grim and desolate. Behind the house, the trees swayed in the wind, and at its feet, the pond lay, its water dark and gray, its surface wrinkled. Well, Molly, Michael said solemnly, I don't see any face in the window. I guess Helen isn't home today. She must be staying underground where it's all dry and snug, he laughed, and I pinched his arm. Shut up, I hissed at him. To me, the windows were full of hidden eyes watching us. The murmuring of the wind in the woods and the sighing sound it made in the weeds seemed to speak to me, warning me to leave. I shivered. Come on, Michael, let's go back. It's going to rain any minute. I edged away from him back towards the path and the haven of the woods. But Michael ignored me. Michael said, I want to see what the hell is going on. Without waiting to see if I would follow, he began climbing the hill towards the house. You better not go inside, I called after him. Glancing back at me over his shoulder, he said, why not? Nobody's here? I don't see a no trespassing sign. A gust of wind lifted the trailing vines on the house and sent them billowing towards us like outstretched arms. Michael, come on, I shouted as the first drops of rain came pelting down out of the sky. There's still some roof on this side, he yelled. Come on, Molly, we can stay dry. And see, this is why your ass shouldn't have went up in the woods talking about a 30% chance of rain. Girl, if it rained earlier, it can rain again, child. Now y'all got to wait it out in an abandoned house with little Heather lurking about talking about Helen. As he disappeared through one of the windows, I ran after him, too scared to stay home by myself. Where are you? I asked as I neared the house. Here. His face appeared in a window almost covered with honeysuckle. You'll be dry in here. My legs were shaking so hard I could hardly manage to climb into the house. It was dark and cold. The floor beneath our feet creaked, and everything smelt of mold, decay, and smoke. Huddling towards Michael, I glanced around fearfully, expecting to see something hideous in every shadow. But all I saw were spider webs and heaps of rusty beer cans and bottles. Okay, the winos and the drunks been over there, baby. Yeah. Shout out to them. Charred wood from bonfires, graffiti on the walls, discarded newspaper. Okay, we had the homeless. Shout out to them. And other assorted trash. See, Michael said, there's nothing here to be scared of. Looks like teenagers from Howell can't come here. And maybe some bums, but no ghosts, Molly. You know, my grandmama used to say that. She used to say, you got to be more afraid of the living than the dead. They gone, honey. They at peace, baby. But some of the living are not. One of them name is Heather, and she's in this book. My teeth were chattering, and I nodded, pretending to believe them. This must have been a terrific house, Michael went on. I bet the walls are more than 2 feet thick, all solid rock. The house was 2 or 3 stories high with a fireplace in every room. See? I looked up. We were standing in front of one fireplace, and above our heads, jutting out of the wall, was another fireplace. Wait, why y'all got a fireplace in a wall?
What do you mean?
Wait. He said we were standing in front of one fireplace, and above our head, I guess it was the second floor. Above that was what was left of the roof. Through the holes, rain fell, and I could see patches of gray sky. As soon as it stops raining, I'm going home, I told Michael. No, you're not. If he stay there, your ass ain't going nowhere because you scared. You can stay here as long as you like. That's a lie. Michael shrugged and began exploring the room. I guess it burned down, he said, poking at the charred timber laying on the floor. It must have been an incredible fire. Probably lit up the whole sky. Without answering him, I went back to the window and looked out, hoping the rain had stopped. Down below me, I saw the pond and something else. Michael, I called to him, come here. Why? He had gone into the next room. It's Heather. She's down there by the pond. Michael joined me by the window, and we both stared at her, too surprised to move. Why are y'all surprised that this little heifer is in the rain by the damn pond by a burnt down house? Why are we surprised? I'm starting to think the little heifer is related to Damien, son of the devil. She was standing by the water, her back to us, her hair swirling in the wind, absolutely soaked. What is she doing? I whispered. I don't know, but she'll catch pneumonia if she stays there much longer. Michael pushed me aside and climbed out the window. No. I am not climbing out nobody's window of nobody's abandoned, burnt down Victorian style house, honey. Now, I wouldn't give a damn about Heather. She could just catch that pneumonia. Heather, he yelled. Get away from that water. That's the way I would have said it. Get your ass away from that water. She turned towards him, her mouth open in surprise, one hand clasping the locket. Go away, she shouted as he ran towards her. I watched him grab her and try to drag her towards the house. She was doing her best to get away from him, twisting and turning and crying and screaming, begging him to leave her alone. Let her be. Why we gotta bring her in here? Let her little ass catch pneumonia. If she catch pneumonia, she ain't gonna be able to get out of bed and come over to the house no more.
There you go.
Think about it. Okay, problem solved. I watched him grab her and try to drag her towards the house. She was doing her best to get away from him, twisting and turning. Oh, I read that. Molly, help me, Michael yelled, and I scrambled towards the window. Slipping and sliding, I wouldn't have did none of this. Slipping and sliding as I ran down the hillside, really not down on hillside. Grabbing hold of Heather, I helped Michael drag her up the hill and into the house. What are you doing here? She cried, still struggling to escape. Looking for you, I shouted. You know you aren't supposed to be here. Mom and Dave told you last night to stay closer to the church. She don't give a damn, girl. She got to go kick it with her. She got to go kick it with her bestie, honey. The ghost Helen child. I'll go where I want to go, Heather slumped suddenly, her eyes filled with tears, and she began to cry. You're hurting my arms, she sobbed. Let me go. Do you promise not to run away from us? Michael scowled at her. Yes, she mumbled. She's gone now anyway. We let her go, and she slumped to the floor between us, weeping, her face hidden in her hands. You always make her go away, she wept, but you'll be sorry. You'll all be so sorry.
They will be.
I would make her sorry first. See what I mean? I turned to Michael. Surely he will believe me now. There's nobody here, and there never was, Michael said scornfully. You might be able to fool Molly with ghost stories, but you can't fool me. I know a lie when I hear one. That's right, Michael. That's right, Michael. Be the rational one. Just wait till she comes, Heather turned a look of pure hatred on Michael. She'll get you first. Did I scare y'all? Scott, did I scare you?
Scared me.
It must be my makeup. Maybe it's the sriracha outfit. But Michael just laughed. What's taking her so long? Period, Michael. Period, Michael. I like Michael. What's taking her so long? Where's she at? Tell her meet me outside in the parking lot. Huh? Why can't she get me right now? She charging her taser? What's up? The time's not right, Heather said, gazing past both of us. She stared out the window at the wind-lashed vines and dark clouds. Michael laughed again. Oh, I'm so scared, he said with a fake quiver. You should be, Heather stood up and then backed away from us, just as a stone tumbled from the wall above us and crashed at Michael's feet. Uh-oh, girl. Maybe you need to stop talking stuff, Michael. There, Heather shrieked at Michael, and I stared. shrieked as Michael and I stared at the stone. She doesn't want you here. She wants me. Just me. Girl, probably not for the reasons you think, but let's continue. Come on, Michael. I tugged at his arm, trying to get him to leave the house. Let's get out of here. I told you it wasn't safe. It was just the wind. That's all. Michael frowned at Heather. But Molly's right. We shouldn't stay here in a storm. We're going home and you're coming with us. He grabbed one arm and I grabbed the other. And between the two of us, we managed to drag Heather out of the house. Girl, I would have let her ass stay. Out of the house, down the hill, and into the woods. I wouldn't have did all that. By the time we got to the creek, she was walking sullenly, like a prisoner on her way to a beheading. Damn. Heather got you going like that, honey. Or I'm sorry, Helen got your mind going like that, honey. You desperate for a friend, sis. When we had almost reached the church, Michael seized the chain around Heather's neck and looked at the locket before she could snatch it back. Those are your initials, he said. You didn't find this anywhere. You had it all along, didn't you? H-E-H, Heather said, a little smile passing over her face. My initials, but not my name. You want to know who names they stand for? Michael sighed, but I said, tell us, Heather. I want to know. Helen Elizabeth Harper. Y'all remember that name. Y'all remember all that. Y'all remember that. Oreo Jr. Remember Heather Elizabeth Harper. She whispered, my friend, your enemy. Breaking away from us, she ran towards the church, leaving us to follow, soaked to the skin, and in my case, at least, too scared to chase after her. I would have threw a rock. That's the end of the chapter. I don't like this little girl. I'm sorry. I don't like her. She got a little bad attitude.
Yeah, she does.
Tell me what y'all think in the comment section. This little girl getting on. She eats at my nerves. She eating at my nerves, honey. She eating at my nerves. What you got, Scott? What y'all got? Put what y'all got in the comment. What y'all think about this? What did you learn from this?
I don't think I learned anything new. Just Heather's bad news.
What I learned is, I don't know if anybody that is, on here is younger. If your parents got you watching kids that you ain't supposed to watch, you might want to set that straight respectfully, or just mention CPS because I wouldn't be watching this little girl and getting in trouble while they know there's something wrong with this little girl. And it's gonna come. Chapter 9 gonna come, baby. Chapter 9 gonna come. Y'all just hold your britches. Hold on. Chapter 9 is a coming. Because all hell break loose.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait.
Me either. So with that, because I didn't do Fairy Tale Friday yesterday, so I'm gonna do it today. So I'm gonna let you guys go because I gotta get ready for that. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. I hope you guys enjoyed. We totally enjoyed having you guys. So from wherever we are to wherever you guys are, peace and love and happiness. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, all that good fun stuff. And we will see y'all in a little bit. And then of course tomorrow for our Sunday Funday School, all the regular to-dos. You got anything, Scott? Oreo says, skinnamarink-a-dink-a-dink, skinnamarink-a-doo.
All right.
We'll see y'all later.